Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including How to Train Your Dragon, live action, getting delayed, John Wick 5, what's going on with that Constantine series. We got a new trailer from Kevin Hart, where he's taking a heist, kind of like from a plane, like Passenger 55. Cool, weird, interesting. Yeah, Kevin Hart's doing that. But we start off today's show by talking about Robert Downey Jr. Coming back as Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. reportedly agrees to Iron Man return in the MCU. Now, guys, I looked at this, and the source is not exactly all that credible, but I think we've heard the reports over the last week that it seems like the executives want to push back to bringing back the original Avengers, at least for Secret Wars. And I think most of us understood that that was, most likely going to come into fruition, that we would see variations of them in some form, because it's like multi-dimensions and whatever, scrolls that look like them, right? So, my time to shine, hello, or whatever. Some guys out there reporting it, and I haven't been able to substantiate it on it just yet. Internet scooper, my time. So it's kind of like, well, if none of the big trades are reporting it yet, can we really rely on it? The heels of the derailed report by Variety suggesting a new original Avengers team returning, just to try to put things back on course. Now, if you don't know, Kang Dynasty was supposed to come out next, right? Avengers Kang Dynasty, and that was going to have like Jonathan Majors as the villain, but there's been talks that perhaps they're going to course correct and maybe change that over to Doom Dynasty, Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four, because of everything that's going on with Jonathan Majors. I think what's going to happen with that, guys, is that they're just going to recast Kang, and I think they're going to go forward with that. But in Variety's reports, they were talking about bringing back the Avengers team, according to this article in Variety. Quote, sources say there have been talks to bring back the original gang for an Avengers movie. This would include reviving Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, both whom were killed off in Endgame. That shouldn't be a stumbling block, because in comics, characters are often killed and come back due to the multiverse and stuff like that. So we always thought that perhaps they would come back. I don't think that he would come back in a substantial role to pick up the mantle again and carry the MCU. So, like, you kind of have to take it as with a grain of salt that, yeah, of course, somehow, eventually, we would see these characters again. That's not mind-blowing news. Is it confirmed just yet? Not yet, but I'm pretty sure that this news will be confirmed later on down the line. And as I said, I don't think it'll be in a capacity where he'll be picking up the mantle again, signing on to the MCU to take another 3 Iron Man movies out. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he will be back for the Avengers movie, Secret Wars, maybe at the end of Kang Dynasty as a cameo to tie things back in and ramp things up. I think the MCU needs to do this because it's really floundered, and it's going to flounder until they can get that focus back of driving it towards Avengers movies, right? Our Glass Vikings in the live chat says the fans of the Marvel have been waiting on Doom and Fantastic Four for a while, so no better time to sidestep Kang and give us the goods. Yeah. Because let's face it, Kang was an interesting character in Ant-Man Quantumania, but he was bested. He got beaten. So it's kind of like, yeah, but there's the multiverse, and there's many different versions of him, and he's really more threatening than you think, James. But as a casual audience member, it's kind of like, well, I think on the casual people are tired of the multiverse stuff. It's kind of like, well, that person died. Why are you bringing them back? At least with the Secret Wars, and you have him as a Skrull. If you never watched Secret Invasion, yeah, they were working on making Skrulls having the super abilities of the Avengers, right? Obviously, Iron Man doesn't have that. He's just a smart dude, right? But I do think that he will be back for Secret Wars. I don't think that's going to come as a big surprise, and it shouldn't for us movie fans, right? We should already understand this conceptually that, yeah, this is going to happen. Um, so, in, rumblings and inklings out there, people are going to run with this as the big headline of the day. Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man. Um, there's reports that he's already signed this deal to come back for at least one Marvel project. I suspect that it would be for the Avengers movie, but I will say this: could it possibly also be for a cameo and maybe a Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland? Um, a flashback scene where you see him working on some tech that he could use or something like that. That's possible as well. It wouldn't surprise me that you could use him in that capacity now. Like, just go up to him and say, Robert, uh, you don't need to carry this series anymore, but it would be fun for you to pop up in these small little cameos here and there of, of Spider-Man series or Avengers series or whatever Ironheart was supposed to be, if there's going to be her studying some of his tech or something like that. I don't know. Whatever's going to happen, we'll have to wait and see. But that will be the big headline of the day. Iron Man returns. I think we pretty much understood that that was going to happen anyway. Just details as of when that would be. The so-called scooper, My Time to Shine. Hello. Of course, does not give any more details as to when that would be or how that would be. But that's what you're going to hear today, mostly uh, in the movie news circles. Going to Robert Downey Jr.'s IMDb page to see if that perhaps is up there. Of course, he did Oppenheimer, which I do think he will get nominated for Oppenheimer. He was in that stinker Doolittle that came out like 3 years ago. But I look at his resume, the Sympathizer TV series, average height is in production, average build. Sherlock Holmes 3 pre-production. I don't know if that's true or not because so many factors are involved with that. Guy Ritchie, Jude Law, right? Their schedules. Play Dirty, Parker pre-production, and All-Star Weekend Mexican Stranger completed for 2023. So he's got some other things on the burner there. Of course, IMDb is not going to list it just yet, but we got to check our sources. We got to check it out to see if we can substantiate any of these claims. What do you guys think? Yeah, he's coming back, right? All right, let's move on. Hey, you know what? We are actually live 10:30 a.m. a couple times during the week here. There are all my other social media handles that you can follow. Sometimes those shorts that we publish here on the channel. You can find extended versions of those on TikTok and Instagram. We play Street Fighter 6 and World of Warcraft on Twitch this week. The new season for World of Warcraft will be out, and we will be playing it on Twitch. Let's talk some box office. Godzilla Minus One opened up in Japan on Friday, and it shatters Japan's largest IMAX debut for a live-action film. Now, it doesn't come out until December 1st for us here in North America, guys. December 15th if you're over in the UK. But I've been really liking the trailers for this. I just want it to be a nice, small, self-contained Godzilla story, and hopefully it sounds like it delivers. I tried to look for some numbers in this article here, and they only give us the IMAX with a staggering 1.2, all from the modest 49 IMAX screens. Okay, so it made 1.2 million from IMAX screens. It obviously opened up with just normal screens in Japan, right? November 3rd is when this came out in Japan. So I tried to scrounge through the interwebs, and this is what I sort of found. I don't know if it seems accurate. It opened up in the 8th spot, though, with 7.7 million in Japan. And this is only for Japan's numbers, guys. I haven't been able to... Box Office Mojo doesn't seem to incorporate the international release. Yes, I pulled this from the international tab. You can go find that and substantiate that for yourselves. I don't know why they don't. I mean, come on. This is straight from Japan's box office, and they don't even have it listed there. But this is what I could find, 7 million, and that's good. That's really good. It's going to come out December 1st for us. So in Japan's box office, not bad. 7 million. All right. Godzilla Minus One. Just wanted to know that because it did open up in Japan. And I just wanted to hear the buzz, if there was any buzz. All right. Let's talk about the domestic box office. The weekend's box office for us here in North America for the weekend of November 3rd to the 5th. The top five go: number one, Five Nights at Freddy's. Number two, Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour. Number three, Killers of the Flower Moon. Number four was Priscilla. And number five was a movie called Radical. Radical. 2.7 million in the fifth spot. Guys, I think it pretty much went the way that we thought it was going to go. I thought maybe Priscilla would get a little bit higher, though, than fourth spot. Five Nights at Freddy's, while it retained the number one spot, guys, it had us close to like a 76% drop, which is monumental. Let's talk about that right up off the bat. Five Nights at Freddy's has 113 domestically, 103 internationally for 217 million worldwide. Wow, guys, on a budget of what was it, 30 million or something? That's, yeah, we're gonna get sequels. And as I said in my reviews for it, guys, it's critic proof. Yeah, I had fun with it, but it was kind of like a mixed bag for me. Bring on Fazbear. Lots of big fans out there, guys. Lots of big fans out there for this property and this franchise, and it's done well. It's going to run into the Marvels next week, though. So the Marvels is going to, like, think about Five Nights at Freddy's taking another hit here around 50%. So it will be around 10 million or so next week. Marvels is going to, even though the Marvels has had like really bad buzz, nobody's talking about it. People expect it to bomb. It's still going to make more than 10. It's going to make more than 19 million, the Marvels. So it's going to be number one this next week. And then it's probably Five Nights at Freddy's is out on Peacock as well. Look at, like, that's very respectable for Five Nights at Freddy's. 217 million worldwide. You just got to say, okay, kudos. You're giving people what they want. You're giving people what they want. Why is that so hard, Kathleen Kennedy in Star Wars? Why is that so hard? Anyway, because it shouldn't be what fans want to see. It should be what the director and the writers are crafting. And let them make their own. Get out of here with that nonsense. I don't want to hear that. When you got a property that's well established and you've got a fan base, give what the fans want to see. And if you want to try to transform it into something that it's not, then it's on you. Anyway, Taylor Swift is number two. I don't think we need to look at these numbers. Let me pull up that just quickly. 231 worldwide, $231 million. Wow. I've talked to people that have seen this like 2 or 3 times, and I want to see it again because it was that good. Killers of the Flower Moon. Guys, we kind of know that this costs like 200 million plus to make. It's 119 million, so it's slowly crawling there. But even if it makes 200 million at the box office, that's not breaking even. You guys know I've gone on long rants about that. You don't need to hear me rant about that anymore. But the movie Priscilla that opened up in its wider release this week, because it only opened up like in a couple hundred theaters last week, and now it's in 1,300 this week, at a gross of a change of plus 3,000%, made 5 million. Priscilla, all about Priscilla and Elvis Presley and their marriage. 5.3 million domestically, not an international release yet, but it will get there. I think it will, because it's being received well by the critics, not so much by the audience. 84% by critics, 62% by the audience. And I said this in my review straight out of the theater, guys. Because most people hold Elvis in this high regard that he could do no wrong kind of thing, seeing the story from her perspective entirely does shape a different narrative about the way that things certain way that things went. So if you hold them up to here and it's kind of like you don't want to see him being portrayed in a certain way, then you're probably not going to like it. But I liked it. I give it a 7.5. Now, 5.3 domestically, around on a budget of 20 million is actually not that bad. Now, it hasn't been released in that many theaters either. So, how many theaters was that? 1,300. So 1,300 theaters. Now, if that had been released in, say, the standard 3,500 to 4,000, maybe it would have made it a little bit more cheddar. And I still think Priscilla is going to be one that'll have some legs. Now, I don't think it's going to win anything for best acting or directing, which sucks because actually, Kaylee Spaney, who did play Priscilla, did a really fantastic job, and so did Jacob Elordi there as Elvis. He did that fine dance of being like um, emotionally abusive to her, but also being like caring as well, right? Um, yeah, it was a fine mix, but and I don't know if Sofia Coppola will get directing. Um, Critics liked it, which means that it will have some standing for awards in the award season, but I think it'll mostly get for like costume design, makeup, uh, production design, maybe. Um, it was like all of that stuff was crafted really well, um, for sure. Sofia Coppola says she wanted Lana Del Rey on the Priscilla soundtrack, but didn't work out with the timing. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool. You know, I am a Lana Del Rey fan. I truly am. That would have been nice. That was one of the things too. Is that with the Priscilla movie, there was no Elvis music in it. I think you heard a tad here and there, kind of like the intro to it, but then that was like all you heard, because the movie wasn't about that. It wasn't about his big stardom or anything about that. It was all about their relationship and their marriage. Anyway, I still think it's going to hang around in the top five next week. I think it'll hang on to the fifth spot. Um, yeah. Radical, fifth spot. What the heck is that? Uh, oh yeah, that was that Spanish movie, right? A teacher in a Mexican border town of neglect, corruption, and violence tries to a radical new method to unlock their students' curiosity, potential, and maybe even their genius. 7.8 worldwide. Um, yeah, we looked at that IMDb last week. Only 419 theaters, though, 2.7 million. Um, hey, if that gets a wider release, maybe I'll go check it out. Maybe that'll. I hope it doesn't surpass Priscilla, though. Priscilla's. It's going to open up in more theaters. I think it does. I really hope it does. Bye for Live Chat says RDJ, Radical starring Eugenio Derbez. I saw Quiz Lady with Aquafina and the Fingernails with Jesse Buckley. I like Quiz Lady more. Oh yeah, Fingernails with Jesse Buckley. Was that limited release this week as well? Um, Fingernails. If it's on here, then maybe I'm not seeing it. Quiz Lady was streaming, right? That was on Peacock or something, or Paramount Plus. Yeah, maybe they both were actually. But this other one, what's this? The Marsh King's Daughter opened up in 1,000 theaters, guys, and only made 849,000. What is that? The Marsh King's Daughter. A woman seeks revenge against a man who kidnapped her mother. Ah, yes. This is the one with Daisy Ridley, where she's got like an abusive father or something, where something's going on there with Ben Mendelsohn, right? Daisy Ridley again. I have high hopes for her. And going back to the well with Star Wars with the Daisy Ridley Ray spin-off movie, I don't know if that's going to work for her. It's going to just suck her back into a franchise where her character kind of divided fans. And I'm looking at you, Kathleen Kennedy, for making this mistake because nobody's calling for this. And of course, she's an actress that'll take the job, right? But anyway, her new film, The Marsh King's Daughter, fails to crack the weekend's top 10 at the box office. Yeah, the Marsh King's daughter. Rated R. A woman seeks revenge against the man who kidnapped her mother. Neil Berger directs. Daisy Ridley, Ben Mendelsohn, Brooklyn Prince. Gil Birmingham. He was in Hell or High Water, right? Garrett Hedlund. Anybody else jump off the page at me here? Um, I'd like the trailer for it, and it looked like Ben Mendelsohn was like playing the bad guy, right? He's the one that she wants revenge on. It looked like it was going to be pretty decent, but it's kind of like, well, I didn't even know that was coming out this week, and here's why that you need a little bit of marketing behind you. I know they dropped the trailer for it, but my God, um, maybe in a wider release it'll get some play, but I suspect that that one's just going to come and go and get buried, and nobody's going to talk about it. And it sucks because Daisy Ridley, she deserves to have a better crack at stardom. I think she's better than what Rachel Zegler's doing. Why not have her as Snow White? There you go. Because Snow White needs to sing, James. Does Snow White need to sing? At least in the Disney version she does. I don't know. I would have had her as my Snow White. There. That's what I would have done. In fact, they've pushed the Snow White movie with Rachel Zegler. Just recast her. Put her in. CGI in her face or something. There you go. Daisy, I'm trying to get you work. See? I'm on your side. This is a bad thing that's happening. And it sucks because, as I said, I do like her work. And I do want to see her succeed. But she's got some upcoming projects. Episode 10, A New Beginning. That's not what it's called. It's not episode 10, but it should be called episode 10 because it's all about Rey rebuilding, like a Jedi Council kind of thing. So that seems to be in that lore, guys. So just call it episode 10 for crying out loud. Women in the Castles pre-production, Magpie, Cleaner in production, We Bury the Dead pre-production, Young Woman at Sea. So she's got stuff on the, but it's not landing. None of this stuff. She was in the bubble. Ooh, that was terrible. Sometimes I think about dying. I don't even think I heard about that one. Chaos Walking, of course, came out and bombed. Tom Holland also was a part of that. She just hasn't, I don't know if it's her agent or something. She's just not getting the work properly. She's got the talent. Just not coming around for her. All right, guys, that's pretty much the way the weekend's box office report has gone. If you like this kind of stuff, let me know in the comments, and we can talk about and hash out some of these numbers that you may disagree with or have thoughts on. But what else can you find on the channel? We've got movie reviews for Pricislla. My full review's up on the channel for that. Five Nights at Freddy's review is up on the channel as well as my controversial take on Killers of the Flower Moon. We're in the midst of Survivor Season 45 and Hell's Kitchen Season 22. We're having lots of fun with that. Guys, that's the highlight of my week, watching those two with you guys. I'm fully immersed and sucked in, and the editing on Survivor has really paid off in that. 90-minute episodes, I think, really hooks us in. What else is on the channel? Fall of House of Usher. Full series from episode 1 to episode 8. Best series of the year, hands down for me. Great acting. Great, like, the story is just wow. We've had full movie reactions for Pain Hustlers. Emily Blunt, Chris Evans. What did I call it? I called it Wolf of Wall Street Light. I liked it. There's a really good scene with Emily Blunt and Chris Evans where he's like trying to call her out in a parking garage, and she's like, "No, we're doing a bad thing here." And it's that scene was good. So go check that out. And of course, then we do movie news here throughout the week. We try to do at least 2 or 3 times. It really depends on how much there's to talk, stuff to talk about. If there's not that much, then yeah, we'll do movie reactions and series reactions. So if you like this kind of stuff, come join us. Fingernails was streaming only. Okay. Bifer says my Snow White would be Maddie Ziegler. Check that out. I think maybe we've talked about this before. That name sounds vaguely familiar. Oh, yes. She's in those music videos, right? From Sia. She was at the very young age where even I found it a little bit kind of Should you really be showing her like that? That's kind of ugh. Not to mention, like, Sia's got some great music. She does. Where is she? She's 21 now. Does she have an IMDb? Let's check it out. Maddie Ziegler. Or you know what? They are doing a live action Tangled. You know that, right? They're going to be doing a live action. Well, they're going to remake all the animation stuff. She could play Tangled, maybe. Why not? Get her in there. So she was in West Side Story, Fallout, fitting in. She's got my old. What the heck is this called about? My God. Elliot LeBron, who has been advised by her future self not to fall in love, is sure she can do so after being given the advice. That is, until she meets her boy, her older self warned of her about Megan Park. Now, I don't think that this is going to be what it's going to be called. You can't market that. My old donkey. You know, back in the old ages, they used to call donkeys asses. So maybe that's what this is called about my old ass. I don't know. Aubrey Plaza's going to be in it. Cool. Well, you got me right there. I'm a big Aubrey Plaza fan. We'll be checking that out. Snow White. We're digressing here, guys. Sorry, I just realized we went down a small rabbit hole. But hey, that's what I like to do here on the channel. We're talking movies. We're movie talk channel. My Snow White says our Glass Vikings would be Jenna Ortega. That would be cool too. How to Train Your Dragon live action movie release has been pushed back. The release of Universal and DreamWorks live action has been pushed back. Well, that's no surprise. To June 13th, 2025. It was supposed to be March 14th, 2025. So it's not that much. March, April, May, June. So 3 months. Yes. Production was expected in the summer, but wasn't able to go due to the strike. Dean DeBlois, who wrote and directed all 3 animated films, was going to return to write and direct the live-action movie. It was announced that Mason Thames of Black Phone was going to star as Hiccup. Mason Thames of Black Phone, yeah, he was the kid in that. He's going to be the kid, which is fine. He could handle that. Would star as Hiccup alongside Nico Parker as Astrid. Nico Parker. She was in the first episode of The Last of Us, right? Okay. So it's only pushed 3 months. No big deal. I don't. Yeah, that's not. If it's been pushed a year, then you kind of like, well, God, guys, why push it a year? A full year, really? Like that happened with Craven the Hunter. What else just got recently pushed a whole year? Couple things. Live action. I like the first. Actually, I like the first 2. And I don't know if I saw the third one. I don't think I did. But I liked them. I thought they were charming. I just don't know if the cuteness of the dragon, like his smile and stuff, is going to translate to live action. Because it's going to be CG created. It would be cool if they did make like an animatronic head, a real one, so that in shots of just the head, you know, they wouldn't have to do CG work on it. It'd be nice if they had that marriage of the way that the T-Rex was in the first Jurassic Park. But you know them. They're going to make it all CG. We'll have to see. I'm curious about it for sure. Byford says in the live chat, Nico Parker is Tandua Newton's daughter. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I think I knew that. Let's look at her. Parents. Tandua Newton, yeah. Oi Parker? Old Parker? I don't know what the heck that is. Whatever. We don't need to know about him. He's a nobody. Get him out of my face, James. All right, next. John Wick 5. John Wick, producer, shares optimistic update on the fifth movie and shares potential plot details. Guys, I was somebody who really liked John Wick Chapter 4. I thought it was a solid, like, it makes like a logical conclusion. Actually, it does, because his characters, like, I saw this uh, video essay on the weekend about the John Wick franchise. His story arc pretty much finished in the first movie, um, like character wise. They added on a little bit more of him trying to get out from underneath of the foot of the agency there behind everything, like the criminal organization, the table, uh, and that part came to a conclusion in chapter 4. So I don't know what they could do for chapter 5. I know it money talks. Cheddar is the thing that drives things, and I would be happy if they just left it. I would prefer if they left it with chapter 4. But as I said, money talks. Producer Basil Iwank is optimistic about the fifth film. So what did he say in an interview with Screen Rant? He says, quote, so I think that what I love about the end of John Wick Chapter 4 is if this means that there's never another John Wick movie, it's a nice, elegant way of ending it, right? If there is another John Wick movie, which I do believe there will be, we don't know what it is yet, but I do feel like it when a complete, it, like it will be a completely other book. If these movies were 4 chapters, you kind of blame it on the metaphor. The next John Wick will be another book. It won't be like 6 months later from John Wick 4. That's the thing, guys. If you make it like maybe it's just him trying to get back into his normal life again, and there won't be any action in it whatsoever. Maybe one or two. Make it more of a dramatic piece. Like that's changing the book. That's what you mean. And do you think fans will want that? No, they sign up for a John Wick movie to see Keanu Reeves do all these fantastic stunts and the fight choreography, right? So you can't have a John Wick Chapter 4 that's a dramatic piece of him trying to settle back into his life. Although that would be a very interesting story, it would put fans off because that's not what people want to see from a John Wick movie. But that would be dramatically changing the book, in my opinion. Um, I'd watch it, and I would give it a fair shake too. To continue the quote, we just don't know what that is, but we all love spending time together and we love the process. The more time that goes by, the more we miss it. As demented as it sounds, and these movies are really hard to pull off, there's something really exciting about making these movies. And I don't mean talking to you at the box office. I just mean mounting it, preparing for it, casting it. It's all fun as S. Um, yeah, and I kind of agree with this sentiment here. It doesn't need a fifth movie because yeah, where else are you going to take it? Now, I am curious about the Ana de Armas spin-off of Ballerina, which he is going to appear in. Again, this is kind of like what's going on with Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man. You can have John Wick appear in these other stories, and you know that Keanu would be on board for that. And that's what should happen with Iron Man too. He's going to just appear in these other stories in the MCU. He's not the main character anymore, and that's where I would say just have another story where John Wick appears in the background doing something, helps that character out. At the end of chapter 4, we were kind of left with Donnie Yen's character, right? Maybe have it more about like that. That's the way I'm thinking. I don't know. Yeah, because you would have to change it, and if you were following the Donnie Yen's character, that would still leave the door open to have lots of action, for sure, right? Um, Buffer says John Wick 4 is awesome except for the staircase scene. Oh, you didn't like the staircase scene, huh? Actually, I liked it, even though it was kind of long, right? Arglass, I agree with Buffer. The staircase scene dragged on a bit. Fair point. Chris Schrober, I heard that a writer said that he was up to do 9 John Wick movies, James. 9, yeah. I don't know. Arglass says, surely a John Wick movie set before he is married and deeply entrenched in the assassination game would be a better fit. Yeah, you could go back to prequel. The thing is that I don't know. You would have to de-age John Wick then. Donnie Yen's character was dispatched at the end of John Wick 4. Was he? I thought he was walking along and took somebody out. Wasn't that in the post-credit scene? Or somebody was going to attack him? I don't know. Did I misread that? Who knows? Continuing on with Keanu Reeves. He was going to be in the Constantine movie, but there was going to be a Constantine series. So what's that? Constantine project from J.J. Abrams scrapped by Max. Wow, J.J. Abrams seems to be having a lot of things scrapped for him. I wonder why. Is it having possibly to do with the fact that he's a hack? I don't know. Maybe. Constantine series in development at Max from J.J. Abrams won't happen. Yeah, because he's had this big other project that's supposed to be on streaming services as well that had like a $250 million budget, but it got scrapped because it was just nobody's going to give him that much money. Now he's got a Constantine project that's scrapped. He's maybe still got a Superman project, but I think that that's going to get scrapped. People have gone wise to J.J. Abrams and his act. Um, he's not a visionary. And I hate to break that to you guys. If you're a fan of his work, he's not. He's got a bag of tricks, and those bags of that those in that bag of tricks, he's got camera movements. He's got flashy lighting, quick editing. But when it comes to executing the story, he gets caught up in this mystery box thing that most people now have smoked out to be complete BS. Yeah, it's good to intrigue people with a mystery, but you got to be able to stick that landing, and he can't do that. He's proven over and over and over again that he can't stick the landing. And because of that, he just doesn't understand story structure. It's simple. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, Constantine series on Max won't happen after all. That's fine. The DCU stuff is going to get rebooted under James Gunn and Peter Safran anyway. 4 scripts were written for the series. Um, Fortunately, there is another Constantine project. Oh yeah, with Keanu Reeves, and we want that one. We want that one. That's what fans want. We want Constantine 2 with Keanu Reeves. Are you listening, executives? Fans are clamoring for it. Just don't have the budget be like $300 million. And Francis Lawrence wants to come back for this. It's got potential. They want to make it darker and grittier. They want to make it R-rated again and have demons and stuff like that. Him kind of like escaping hell. That's what people want to see, right? Constantine 2. I'd watch it. All right. Next, Lift. Kevin Hart. 2024 Netflix movie. What's this about? Follows a master thief and her ex-boyfriend who teams up to steal $100 million in gold bullion being transported on a 777 plane. It's got Gugu and Bathu Ra. Cool. Jean Reno, Sam Worthington, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Ursula Corbero. Did she change that name? Was that always her name? Jacob Batalon from Spider-Man? Huh. Okay. Well, the trailer dropped this morning, and I'm not going to do a trailer reaction for this, but I kind of like the tone of it. I got like shades of Kaleidoscope with this. There's the team. Ocean's 11 kind of take. He's kind of like retired from the game, and this woman from this agency, played by Gugu and Bathu Ra, recruits him to do one more heist to come work for them. And it's Jean Reno. Still working, huh? Cool. I don't know if he's going to be the bad guy or the person that he steals from. I think this guy's going to be playing like the henchman of the bad guy, right? Well, the trailer actually looks surprisingly not that bad. Like, look at that shot. It's kind of like a blend of like that Wesley Snipes Passenger 55 or whatever, right? With a little bit of executive decision, Steven Seagal and Kurt Russell, Halle Berry, right? Kind of thing. And this Ursula, she was in, was it Snake Eyes that she played the Baroness? That's where I first caught her. Um, She's got potential. Visual effects wise, it looked pretty good too. Very unsuspecting take from Kevin Hart. This is him stepping out of that realm of I'm the loud, short guy that makes jokes at everything. He's stepping out of that, and I'm going to give him a fair shake on this. I want this to work because if you haven't seen him do dramatic pieces before, he has done that with Bryan Cranston, um, where he's like a caretaker of him, of uh, a guy that's wheelchair bound, right? So he's got the ability to do it, and I want to see more from this. Uh, Surprisingly, the action in there is not that bad. Vincent D'Onofrio, um, we just saw him in the Echo trailer, right? He's going to be part of this team that helps this heist. Yeah, Shades of Kaleidoscope mixed with Passenger 55. I thought the trailer looked pretty good. It's going to be on Netflix, so you know what that means, guys. We will be doing a full live reaction watch along video for this when this comes out. Looks like it's got some funny bits in there. Uh, at 40,000 feet. Yeah, like so it's got action. And then yeah, Sam Worthington here, I think he's the captain. I don't think he's got a very big part. I'm sure he's probably going to die in the first 5 minutes or something. Yeah, oh, Sam Worthington, your career is really it's gone, right? Well, he's still got some Netflix stuff, but he's like second tier. He's not the leading man. Uh, Build up that resume again, Sam Worthington, because he's got potential. But yeah, the action sequences in this from Kevin Hart, yeah, I'll be checking it out. Lift. When does this come out? January 12th on Netflix. So, guys, it'll be one of the movies that we'll be watching next year in 2024 on Netflix, PG-13. I thought it looked pretty decent. Did you guys see it? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Let's take some live comments. Bifer says, J.J. Abrams must pay for his crimes. Yeah, no. Arglass says, I've been looking forward to Lift or to Life. It was filmed in Northern Ireland and Italy. A few scenes in the film were in my village. Oh, really? A butcher shop and a dog walking scene. Okay. Uh, wait, they were making a Throw Mama from the Train too, James. Yeah. Is that the movie they called any movie list today? Is Echo going to be two series, TV series, James, or a movie? No, it's going to be a series on Disney Plus that will be all released in one big batch. I never watched the end of Hawkeye. She was introduced in Hawkeye. I did like the trailer, and if I knew that it was going to be all about Kingpin, then maybe I need to finish watching Hawkeye because I do like Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, and Vincent D'Onofrio is fantastic actor. He's going to be part of this heist team. So that's cool in this movie, Lift. I have to pay attention to that. Taylor Swift headlines. You know I'm always about that, right? Taylor Swift breaks her own record with 1989's Taylor's Version. The album has now surpassed 2014 first week sales, giving it a bigger debut than the original. Taylor Swift has done it again. Wow, God. She's a billionaire. Her movie is made over 200 million at the box office. She's added some new shows to Vancouver next year. She's riding high. She's got a new beau in Travis Kelce. Ooh, we don't like the Kansas City Chiefs here, guys. We don't like them because they're responsible for booting the Buffalo Bills out of the playoffs for the last couple of years. Hey, if she's happy, she's happy. Having her own record broken for 1989, kudos, good for her. She's reclaiming her music. Always fun with that. Dancing with the Stars sets Taylor Swift night during season 32. Wow. Huh. You guys watch Dancing with the Stars? Apparently that gave like Zendaya her, her start or something, didn't it? Or she was on there? I never watched it. So she's going to have seasons 9. Swift appeared as a reality multiple times throughout the years, performing on seasons 9, 10, 11, 9, 11, and 15. Sorry. Okay. So does that mean that she's going to be there? I don't know. Couple cool headlines though. So there it is. Let's go and talk about this. Throw Momma from the Train too. It's popped up in a couple of trades and big other headlines here, guys. Confirmed. Confirmed. Danny DeVito and Billy Crystal are working on a follow-up to Throw Momma from the Train. Yes, this came up after they've fully announced that Twins 2 with Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and who was it going to be? Tracy Morgan, right? For Twins 2. It's not going to happen anymore. That's canceled. But when that was announced, it was also announced that Danny DeVito said, "Oh, we've been working on a sequel with Billy Crystal for Throw Momma from the Train." It's like, well, does anybody even remember that movie? I barely remember it. They are planning to work together again in a sequel to the classic comedy, Throw Momma from the Train. The potential will be titled Throw Papa from the Train. Well, I think because the mother who played the mother is deceased now, right? DeVito and Crystal had great time making the original film and have had a great friendship. In a recent interview with GQ, DeVito said this, quote, "Billy Crystal and I want to work together again. We're looking at the possibility of doing Throw Papa from the Train." It's true, they're still working on it. So again, that's an actor saying that, hey, I liked working with that guy. I want to try to find something else. We'll do Throw Papa from the Train. I don't know. I think that nobody's clamoring for that. Now, I will say this. I do think people are clamoring to see these two work together again. Why does it have to be a sequel or anything to that? It's so detached now, right? One of them is going to be playing like the Papa. I mean, Billy Crystal is up there in age too now, right? How old is he? 75. And he's been out of the limelight for a while. He's a good actor. He's a good entertainer. Uh, People like his movies. He's a good actor. I like a lot of his movies, actually. He's a good comedian, too. He's got good timing. I'd like to see a bit of a resurgence for him. I don't think he's got anything else. No, he does have something upcoming. Which Witch in development? But he's been doing some stuff. Okay, cool. I have to see if that comes into fruition. I'm still skeptical, but I would watch a project with Danny DeVito and Billy Crystal. Why not? Um, Glass says, I think they were going to do an Eddie Murphy in Twins 2, but it got panned. No, Eddie Murphy originally was going to be in it. They wanted him, but he said he eventually. I think he might have either signed on, but then dropped out. So then it got caught up in limbo, and then it was going to be Tracy Morgan that was going to be in it, Twins. But it's too like these things are too long past their prime. Twins and uh, Throw Mama from the Train. It's kind of like just have them in a different story together. If you liked working together, there's no reason why you can't find a project to work together in. I understand that once you get up there in age, that yeah, maybe perhaps the scripts are few and far between, but then who knows? We'll have to see. I love Billy Crystal in Running Scared. Yeah, he was good in that. And what are the other two? They only made two of them, where he goes on the ranch, right? Uh, what the heck was that? not when City Slickers. Yeah, City Slickers. Those ones were good. I like those ones. Those ones were fun. When Harry Met Sally, yeah, of course. Princess Bride. He was Calcifer in Howl's Moving Castle. The voice. Good career, great career. And these two guys, Danny DeVito and him, they don't have to work anymore. They just, hey, if you find a good project together, could it be throw Mama from the train too? I doubt it. Or throw Papa from the train? I don't know. All right, where are we at? Guys, let's go on to some hit or miss. If it's a hit, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, we'll move on. This article shocked me. Abigail Breslin refused to work alone with Aaron Eckhart on thriller due to the demeaning and unprofessional behavior. Lawsuit alleges. So there was a lawsuit that was filed from Abigail Breslin against Aaron Eckhart? What? Out of the career that we've heard about Aaron Eckhart, we've never heard anything like this. So, yes, the headline grabbed me. I like Abigail Breslin. This is not going to do any favors for your career if the allegations are false. And it seems like perhaps it might be. Abigail Breslin, one of the film's stars, on Friday alleged that her hysterical and imaginary allegations against co-star Aaron Eckhart have been imperiled of the film's release. Dream Team's classified movie was filming in Malta. Eckhart plays a hitman who learns that his CIA handler has been dead for years. Breslin plays his daughter. According to the lawsuit, the entire production was almost ground to a halt. Breslin accused Eckhart of aggressive, demeaning, and unprofessional behavior on set. Let's address that. There's no place for that anywhere in a professional environment whatsoever. Even if it's from the director or producer, the money men that say, well, I'm paying for this, so you do what I say or get out of here kind of thing mentality. None of that is called for at all in any time, place whatsoever. I agree with that. Did it happen here on this set? I don't know. Breslin alleged that his behavior placed her at various times in peril, and she refused to be alone with him in several scenes according to the suit. Breslin filed a complaint with the SAG-AFTRA, setting forth her fears of blasting Eckhart's behavior. According to the suit, Eckhart's representative did not respond. Breslin's representative told Variety that she has not yet been served with the producer's lawsuit that stands by her allegations. Miss Breslin categorically denies all contended allegations and unequivocally stands by her statement, which she confidentially provided to SAG. The lawsuit alleges that in order to complete the film, the producer was forced to make costly accommodations totaling $80,000. So the lawsuit also states the film's on-set producer, Mr. Georgiev, was compelled by the SAG-AFTRA to set safety rules to prepare an investigative report on the claims. Yeah, of course, you would want somebody to investigate what's happening. His investigation found no evidence in support to Breslin's wild, hysterical, and imaginary allegations against Eckhart. So there was no evidence that he was acting like this. He's never had a track record of this before. So what's going on here? This sucks, man. The lawsuit also alleges that Breslin has since refused to sign her long-form contract and has insisted on extra money to do so. Without Breslin's signature, the producers found it difficult to distribute the film and are also unable to claim a tax credit from the Maltese government. So she's burning a lot of bridges here with this. The producers who also allege there have been delivery issues to the distribution partners, as there are few scenes where Breslin and Eckhart are seen together. It's just, I don't know what happened. um, she's claiming that he's like this. We haven't heard from his side yet, so we haven't heard his side of the story. But I don't know if this was just somebody like if there's no evidence on. Of course, there's going to have to be an investigation if you are even like if you're in a normal company, the HR will reach out and start to figure out what's happened here. And when the report comes back that there's no evidence, then it only looks bad on you, Abigail. And it sucks because I want, like for Daisy Ridley, I want you to also have, I want both of these people to have good careers. And if there's some kind of a beef there that you didn't like the way that certain things happened on a set one day, you can't fabricate these things because you're burning bridges not only with, you don't care about the actor, fine, but you're burning bridges with the business. And that's going to fall back on you because nobody's going to want to work with you then. Nobody's going to say, oh, let's have Abigail Breslin come onto this project. We've heard great things. No, they're going to be like, I don't know if I want to work with her because we can't handle the fact that if she decides to have allegations, then our production will get in peril. So we're not going to work with her based on that. There's a risk factor to that. We're not going to have that there. It just bums me out, man. It bums me out because, and here's the thing that we need to say straight up off the bat too. We don't have all the facts, but we know the fallout from some of this, and I'm just saying that this is the fallout that nobody's going to want to work with her, and that sucks. Next, Cassandra Peterson wanted Elvira to have her own movie franchise, kind of like Ernest. Guys, actually, I think I do have that. I thought somewhere I have got that on Blu-ray. No, I think I got Elvira, Mistress of the Dark on DVD somewhere. It was really silly. The movie was silly. I liked her. I liked the character. I mean, as a young man growing up, yes, I knew that I liked goth girls back then. She was goth. She was my one of my first crushes. And yeah, apparently she's had this thing that she wanted to be like in a series of movies like Ernest, and I would have been on board for that. But Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, didn't perform well at the box office. I don't know why. I don't know why. She told Dread Central this quote: "I had a ton of ideas that were so awesome. I had this one called Elvira Goes to Hell, and it was like a buddy picture." What? No, that doesn't sound good. And I really liked that one. It was really funny. It revolved around Halloween a bit more, and I would have gone in the vein of Mistress of the Dark. It was kind of loosely based on Ernest movies. Ernest goes to, oh, so it would have been kind of like that. This time around, Elvira does this. Hey, I would have seen it. Unfortunately, Elvira's time is come and gone as well. That sucks. So what's our guys say here in the live chat? Chris Schober says, I heard that Lucasfilm just announced what the new Star Wars 2026 movie might be titled, James, and it's going to be called Star Wars A New Beginning. Well, yeah, we saw that when we were looking at Daisy Ridley's credits. Arglass Viking says, sounds like Breslin is making more enemies in the industry than allies. I'm surprised that Aaron Eckhart is being investigated. He's a stand-up actor, and his roles are always noble in stature. Yeah, he is. That's all I've ever heard about Aaron Eckhart. And as I said, baseline is that demeaning and unprofessional behavior has no place in any workplace, anywhere, from anyone. But there's nothing substantiating those claims, and it's kind of like, yeah. Next, Dune, the Sisterhood transforms with fresh title and new release. Dune, the Sisterhood series has got a rebrand called Dune Prophecy. The prequel series to Dune promises to explore the deep history of the Bene Gesserit, introducing new intricacies to the complex narrative. Oh yeah, those are the women that could see like the future and stuff like that, right? We've gotten they don't have shaved heads in this version of Dune, do they? We need to watch Dune Part 1 before Part 2. It's on Netflix right now. We'll have to tee that up one day. The narrative of the soil of Dune prophecy promises to be fertile, as a history reaching back 10,000 years before the events of Denis Villeneuve's cinematic adaptations. The heart of the story are two sisters, Valia and Turla Harkonnen, played by Emily Watson and Olivia Williams, respectively. Yeah, this was a project that was supposed to come out a while ago, or they were supposed to be shooting it, but then kind of got thrown all up in the air, right, because of the strikes and stuff. And then I heard something that they had completely retooled it, the scripts, and now it looks like they're rebranding it. Yeah, the cast is round out Jodie May. I don't know any of those people. Mark Strong, we know. Huh. Keep our eye on that. Project Dune Prophecy. It's now no longer the Sisterhood. Next. Is Martin Scorsese winning the fight to preserve cinema? Well, we know that he's come out against Marvel movies, saying that they're the death of cinema. But then he comes out and makes Killers of the Flower Moon for $200 million. And that movie only makes $119 million. So it's not a box office smash. Is Martin Scorsese winning to preserve cinema? No, he's not. Because he signed the deal with Apple TV Plus to have that exclusively put out on Apple TV Plus. It was going to go straight to the streaming services, Killers of the Flower Moon. But then, because of this nature of the film, they were like, well, we're going to put it in cinemas as well. I always intended it to be in the cinemas. No, you didn't. Whatever. I don't know. He's kind of rubbed me the wrong way lately. He's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way with his anti blockbuster kind of fare, even though he just made a big blockbuster that bombed. Is he saying things have cycles? We've had comic book movies now for 15, almost 20 years now, right? They've been in the hiatus, high point, and they're on their way down now. Something else is going to come along we're getting to the point where people just want to see fresh stuff. That doesn't mean unknown stuff. Like, we want to see IPs like Barbie, Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, things we haven't seen before. And that's why I think even when we get to Fantastic Four and X-Men for the MCU, it's stuff we've seen before. And I don't know if they're going to be able to keep that magic going. We just haven't seen it under the MCU yet. I don't know. But are we winning it back? Is he winning it back? Not with his films like Killers of the Flower Moon. Barbenheimer. That's what's winning it back. Five Nights at Freddy's is what's winning it back. Those are events. Like, I was really surprised at Five Nights at Freddy's, the amount of people that were showing up for that. On a Thursday show at 4 o'clock. Lots of people. That's what's winning. You didn't have that for Killers of the Flower Moon, did you, Scorsese? So there's something about this mix here. And Five Nights at Freddy's is not an unknown project, but unknown projects seem to be taking the Killers of the Flower Moon. It was a book. Taylor Swift is showing, and the Airs movie. That's showing that people will go out and see these things. Marsh King's Daughter, based from a book. Nobody's going out to see that. It's because it's an unknown property, James. They don't know about it. Well, say that about Radical. 419 theaters, 2.7 million. Only 419 theaters. Marsh King's Daughter, 100,000 theaters, only 800,000. So I would say that Scorsese is not winning that war. He's not. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's is making a sequel. I heard. Yeah, of course. With the amount of money that it made Chris Strawberry, it's gonna they're gonna make a sequel. All right, that's all I got in the can for today. We're running a little bit over time, but that's okay. We'll go over to the Twitterverse and see what's going on. The official trailer for Mean Girls the musical has been released. Will be released soon. Okay, the musical. New look at Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. Anyone but you. IMAX poster for Napoleon. Wow, guys, this movie has absolutely nobody talking about it. Even like a lot of other pundits are doing like their awards season stuff now, and nobody's talking about Napoleon when they're talking about directing, acting. Nobody's talking about it, and you know that the critics out there, the paid journalists, have seen it. Right, it comes out in uh, 16, 18 days. 18 days. And nobody's talking about Napoleon. I want to see it because of Joaquin Phoenix and Ridley Scott. But like, there's just no buzz. And it sucks. This movie is probably going to be a bomb because the budget for this is probably going to be pretty high. And that's, again, I don't know. They're just not giving people what. It's hard. It's hard to say because who thought that people would want to go see a movie about Oppenheimer? But Christopher Nolan did it, and people went out to see it. Maybe I'll be wrong about Napoleon. Hopefully, I will be. The Bear has been renewed for season 3. I never watched any of the other seasons. Rachel Zegler, Hunger Games. Yeah. So she's allowed to do press for it. She needs a good PR team. Here's what you're going to say when you go out on the carpets. You don't mention this. You don't mention that. Here's a statement that you're going to rehearse. And you're going to go through this over and over again, right? That's what I would. I'd be like her PR coach. Rachel, I'm your PR coach, and if you say this, then you're not going to help yourself. 4 years ago, Marriage Story was really 4 years ago. No, that was only 2 years ago. What the heck? 4 years ago? It wasn't that long ago. What? Really? It doesn't feel like it was that long ago. My God. Cast of Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. This is another movie that nobody's talking about. And yeah, it comes from an established franchise. No buzz. No buzz. Harry Nemiroff said that she liked it for the first two acts, and then the third act, it fails to stick the landing. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm going to see it, obviously, but Emma Stone's 35th birthday. Tell us your favorite performance from the Oscar-winning actress. Wow. Well, I liked La La Land. I didn't think it struck the landing. She was great in it. I liked her in Zombieland as well. Emma Stone. Favorite performance? Gwen Stacy. Yeah, she was really good as Gwen Stacy. Easy A. She was good in Easy A. Good actress. I can't wait for Poor Things. That's one of my most anticipated. So happy birthday to Emma Stone. Oh, The Help. She was also good in The Help, right? SAG-AFTRA may take another day to respond to the studios. I hope they sign the deal, guys. Mother's Instinct. Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain poster. Period piece, it looks like. Due to the costuming. Costuming. Tilda Swinton, 63. Tell us your favorite performance from her. Wow, she's had so many. She can just transform. Favorite Tilda Swinton. Snowpiercer, she was good in that. So many. Rank the Sofia Coppola films. You guys know where I land on that. Marie Antoinette's my favorite. And then I think probably Virgin Suicides. I still like Priscilla was pretty good though. Rachel Zegler. Oh, I like that dress. That pops. That red flare out. I dig that. Give that the old heart. All right. I think that's pretty much it. I hear that Tom Blythe, he's good in this movie. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I like that jacket. Jesse Plemons with his wife, Kirsten Dunst. LACMA Art and Film Gala. That's like a power couple of acting right there. What a lucky dude. He was good in Killers of the Flower Moon. Go see Killers of the Flower Moon because of him. He does a great job. He's just got this way of delivering his lines where it's kind of like monotone, but it's you're just like, okay, I trust you. I believe what you're saying, kind of thing. And of course, Kirsten Dunst is awesome in my opinion. Next, Halle Bailey at LACMA. Samara Weaving at LACMA. Wow. She almost looks like a little bit like Anya Taylor-Joy there, a touch, yeah? No? There she doesn't. There she looks like Samara Weaving. Anyway, next. Taylor Swift's Eras concert tour will pass Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 at the domestic box office. All right. Yeah, that's the box office report. All right, guys. All right. Tilda Swinton as the Snow Queen, as the Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Sorcerer Supreme. She's good in that too, the MCU. Artglass says, Happy birthday, Emma Stone. Loved her as Gwen Stacy. Yeah. Chris Schubert says, just hope that they don't have any. I'm not saying that word for you, man. Because I don't care about that stuff. I don't. I really don't. And you know why? If you watched, no, I'm not even going to address that because oh, whatever. I don't care about that stuff. I could give a rat's ass. All right, next. Oh, no, that's it. We're done for today. I'm going to go have some breakfast now. All right, guys. We'll be back later this afternoon. I don't know what we'll be doing. Something. Maybe. I don't know. If not, join us tomorrow. Later on this week, we will be watching, on Friday, we will be watching Hell's Kitchen episode 7 and movie news. But I don't think after that, Artglass will be in town. So I think show them around the local malls or something. I don't know. On Friday, because Saturday I'm going to see Big Rack, and Saturday I have to go to a family function at noon, so I'll be busy Saturday afternoon for most of that, so it makes better for Friday to do something. All right. Anyway, we'll figure something out. All right. Yes, that's it. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We'll see you next time for more movie news here on Mirror Domains.